Howdy YouTubers! Alright, today's going to be a short tutorial on how you can get your in-game achievements from Unity to work with your Steamworks platform, or yeah, it's the in-game platform here. So we're going into here, going to go to this achievements. This is going to be blank for you. Basically it's pretty self-explanatory. Make your grayscale images, which is your locked icons, to your unlocked icons, which is the full color. Go to your new achievement. And since I already have mine all set up, but you want to make sure that this is correctly, or you want to remember whatever you put here, because whatever you put there is what you're going to grab inside of the code soon. Just name it however you want, give it the actual name, like I died so many times, or like I died, I survived, so on and so forth. Give it a description so the player knows what exactly they need to do to unlock it. You want to save those changes, and then afterwards you want to edit to be able to add your icons. It's a weird, I think it's a weird bug, but essentially it works there. Now you should be at this point though. Basically, we're going to go all the way up here. Remember this app ID, because that is what you need for the Steam AP ID. It's set to default 480. Once you change that, save it. This will actually tell Unity, okay, I'm going to be able to correspond with the app ID for the game. Now for your achievements to work, to be able to test them, close that, you need to publish everything out first, and then it'll give you the opportunity. Also make sure that your images, you follow accordingly, 64 by 64 JPEG images. So once you're good on there, you should be fine. Gonna close that too. Now in here I have, it's the Steam Manager, and then I have another one's called Steam Language. I'm gonna show you that one now. Okay, so you want to make sure you're using the Steamworks platform, the Steam language. Basically I made this a singleton, and then grab that information. I made the instart script will equal this. I added this don't destroy on load, so it allows it to go per scene. And then afterwards I tell if Steam Manager isn't initialized, then the Steam language script will basically turn itself off. Now in here this is also important, because if you're for this you're getting the Steam language code, which is if you have Spanish, English, whatever language you have, you want to make sure that you're grabbing it. And then this here, this is important because if we go back in here, go to the achievements localization, and you, because mine's just English, when you download that, it will give you another, it will basically give you this, this little fun little amount of code, and what it does is it tells it, okay, my language is English, that's where this is important because it's spelled that same way, and then it has all of my achievements that I have for the game. Once you're satisfied with that, all you have to do, just come back, browse, upload that same file, and upload it. Next, in here, what we need to do is, I'm not going to go into full detail, but essentially you're going to at the top use the same thing using Steamworks, and then all you're really needing is just 2 lines of code afterwards. The area where you're unlocking, you basically say, alright, Steam user stats, you're going to set to my achievement true, and that ID that I told you to make sure that that's the same. If we go back in here, go to achievements. So achievement 01 is the same as this. That's very important, otherwise it's not going to grab that information. And then you're basically telling Steam user stats, alright, Steam user stats is going to equal store stats. And basically it saves that information. Awesome. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pause this, show you that it works, and then add it with my final touches. Alright, I'm going to pause it. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Okay, in here, I'm in one of our areas, and if I touch this, you'll notice at the bottom, achievement unlocked. And basically it's telling me, alright, so I unlocked the achievement in game, but I also unlocked it in Steam. I'm going to go ahead and end this. And then, you want to make sure your Steam is also unlocked, but it's going to tell you here, alright, you unlocked that stat. Woo! That is where it's most important. You want to make sure, if it doesn't work on your end for some strange reason, even if you have this open, go here, Steam, exit, and then relog back in, because you want to make sure you are green, otherwise it's not going to register it. And another important detail is you want to make sure that your Steam manager and Steam language are transferring to that scene. That's why it's very important. If you go in here, so like for me instance, I go to my level and I go to my level that I was just in, it's not going to have that information. So you're not going to be able to test it and you're going to be like, alright, it's not working, he lied. No, it's that these have to transfer. So you have to play accordingly, or you need to have these as game objects when you're testing into the proper scene. However you're doing it, you just want to make sure those are in there. But yeah, that's pretty much it on this tutorial. If there was stuff like more that you want to know about the long processes of what you need to do to get Steam to work with your game, definitely leave that in the comments and I'll see what I can come up with. And definitely I hope this was very helpful, because I know for me there was the guidelines are just not that very clear or transparent. And then when I found those 2 lines of code, I was like, finally, something easy. So definitely, again, thank you again for watching this tutorial. If this was helpful, definitely give it a like and subscribe. It definitely helps me to be able to create videos like this in the future. And if you don't mind, if you don't mind, I would greatly appreciate it if you could just give our game a look. Like I said, this is on Steamworks, or Steam I should say, but it's also on the Microsoft Store too. And this is actually what's really fun about it, is we have a sale, 33% off. It's going on for another week. Woo! But what's also great is within this game you can play with either mouse and keyboard, your Xbox One controller, or your PS4 controller. It's pretty cool. And then we also have a demo if you want to try it out. Unfortunately, achievements and the controller support are not in the demo. And then to also show, this is the store page for Crystallo. Now the HD version is the only one available on Microsoft Store. Now for this, I would recommend, same as if you were to play that on Steam, that you have a modern computer that has DirectX 11 or 12, but also have a amount of RAM above 8 gigabytes. Because if you don't, and you have a good processor, I would say an i3, i5, or i7, because that will give you the smoothness of what you can do to play out the game. And then, like I said, we basically is the same thing. We also added Xbox Live presence inside of this game too, and then have our trailer and all the other fun stuff. And I will leave the links in the description if you'd like to check them out. Thank you again for watching the video. Take care and talk to you later.